Good morning, children. Welcome back to the class. So, we are continuing our chapter number 12, reproduction in plants. After a long time, we are continuing the class. Before that, I have given you some project works. The project works are also very important. Sometimes it may come in 8 marks questions. For that, you have to learn the diagram as well as the theory part. What is the procedure, what is the aim, and what is the conclusion. So all the projects that I have given you are very important for you. It will help you in the final exam. So don't neglect the project work. Meanwhile, when you are getting time, you have to learn the diagrams. So once again, I want to start the lesson because after a long time, many of them may not understand if I say from the between. So during spring season, our surroundings are filled with the fragrance of flowers. Almost every plant around has flowers on it. So we can see lot of flowers around us. Almost every plant is having flower. It may be small or it may be a big. But we see a variety of flowers on them. And we have already studied in the 6th class about the different parts of the plant. Like leaf. And in leaf we have studied about the lamina, reticulate venation, parallel venation. And we have learned about the roots. And what are the types of the roots we are having, like taproot and the fibrous root. And about the branches, what does the stem do, what is the importance of the stem in a plant. In this way we have learned about the different parts of the plant. Now let us write down the names of the parts of the plants that we have studied so far. Now flowers are usually the most attractive part of the plant. That is also we have learned whenever you see a plant, the part that that our eyes attract is flower because it is very colorful and beautiful. Why do you think flowers are so attractive and colorful? What role do flowers play in plants' life? Let us study some flowers around us to answer these questions. Collect the flowers like datura, China rose, that is hibiscus, cucumber, bottlegourd, tridax, sunflower, epomia, etc. Observe these flowers. Are they of same size and shape? No. Different flowers are having different shapes and different sizes. Now we shall now study the datura flower to know more about the parts of the present in a flower. Try to draw its shape in your notebook. So if we take a datura flower, we can study different parts of the flower in that one. So thalamus. Let us hold a datura flower by its stalk. This stalk is green in color and has a slightly swollen head. This is called thalamus. It is a seat on which the parts of the flowers are present. So when you take a flower, suppose I have taken a hibiscus for you, and here we are holding this one. This is called as a stalk. This is called as a stalk where we hold the flower. And above the stalk there is a swollen part that is little flat. This is called as thalamus. Now next we are going to see about the calyx. Now let us observe the part that comes just above the thalamus. There is a green tube-like structure called calyx. The edges on the part towards the petals have thin leaf-like structures called sepals. So these are called as the sepals. They are very thin now. I think it's very clear for you. These thin structures are called as sepals. The lower ends of the sepals are fused to form the tube-like structure. Remove the tube and fuse sepals carefully. What do you see after removing the sepals? Corolla. There is a funnel-shaped corolla. Okay, this is stalk and this is also called as the sepals. See this one. These are called as sepals. And it is different from each plant. That is in datura, they are talking about the datura plant, so it is little different. And here hibiscus is little different. And these are called as petals. What I have removed from the flower are called as petals. The funnel shaped, here this is called as a funnel shaped part and this is called as a corolla. This part is called as corolla. It is like funnel shaped. This is formed of fused petals. Count the free edges of these. How many are there? What is the color of the petals? Remove this funnel shaped corolla as well. Observe and draw the same in your notebook. We have removed already petals. Now androecium. After removing the petals, you can see soft elongated structures attached to these petals. They are called as stamens. How many stamens do you see? There is a bulb-like structure at the top of each stamen. That is called pollen sac or anther. So here we are having only one. In Datura, it is different. There is a bulb-like structure at the top of each stamen. It is called as a pollen sac. So here you can see, it's very clear. This bulb-like structure, edges we are having now, round shaped in little orange color. This is like pink color, but the edges are little swollen like bulb and they are in orange color. These are called as pollen sac or anther. Just below it is fine whitish thread-like structure called filament. I think you cannot see. Okay. It's very tiny that we cannot see. But you take a flower and you observe by yourself. The white color thin thread-like structure is called as a filament. And to the filament there is a orange color round like bulb. It is called as a pollen sac or anther. So stamen has a long elongated filament and a bulb-like pollen sac. How many stamens are there? Stamens are the flowers and are together called as the male part of the androecium. Draw the picture of the stamen as you seen by you. So the pollen sac or the filament or this stamen, this is all different in Datura and the hibiscus. So take a Datura flower and observe it. As we remove petals right on the thalamus, it is seated a bulb-like structure called ovary. Just above it is a fine tube-like structure called style. Goes up ending in a somewhat flat bed-like structure called stigma. This whole structure from ovary to stigma is a pistil or female reproductive part. All the parts present on the pistil together called as gynoecium. We observe that the flower parts are arranged in different circles or holes. Note your observations regarding the different types. So once the school is open, we can take out the Datura flower and we can have a TS and LS of the ovary. That means we will cut it into different parts and I will show you. Now observe stamen and pollen sac on anther of the flowers. Are they of same size and shape? Observe areas of stamens in different flowers. So the pollen sac is different in each flower. And the male part is called as androecium and the female part is called as gynoecium. These are the reproductive parts of a flower. Male one is called as androecium and the female part is called as gynoecium. This is very important that you have to learn. Let us observe female parts like ovary, style, stigma and different flowers that you have collected. Like male parts, female parts are also different from flower to flower. So in all the flowers, male part is not same. In all the flowers, female part is not same. Maybe the structure is different in each flower. Draw the diagram of flower you have dissected. Compare it with the diagram of given below. So in this way we have to dissect the flower. And in hibiscus it is little different. Difficult. If you take a Datura flower, then it is very easy. Here at the bottom of this, the ovary is present. If you cut it into two halves, you can see it. And this flower is very small, so I am not able to show you properly. So inside this there is a ovary is present. If you cut it into two halves, you can see the ovary part. So if it is Datura, then I could have shown you perfectly. Okay, it will be like this, children. The ovary, this is called as the thalamus, this is called as a stalk, and this is called as sepals. This one is called as a style. Okay, this part is called as a style. And again we are having the anthers. These are the anthers, stigma, stamen, and these are the petals. These are the petals. So in this way it is different. But sometimes in a same flower you can find the stigma and the anther. It is not possible in all the flowers. Do all the flowers have four parts? Let us see now. So different flowers are having different parts. Collect as many flowers from your surroundings as you can. See that you have at least a type of a melon or gourd flower as well. Now observe different parts in each flower. Record your observation in the table given below. So here they are asking to fill up this table like name of the flower, number of sepals, number of petals, number of stamens and number of pistils. And these are the types of pistils. So this is the hibiscus pistil, I think. So like that each flower is having different types of pistils. And here this is the inside parts of the flower, and these parts are also very different. So pistils are different and the stamens and the sepals are different from each flower. And petals also different. So all the flowers are not having same number of petals. Each flower is having different types of petals. It may be having 8 petals and some flowers may be having 4 petals. And at the same time, number of sepals are also different from flower to flower. Now that we have to find out. So this is your homework, children. Take at least 4 or 5 flowers. Like one is hibiscus and another one like datura is very important. And rose flower you can take number of petals and sepals, but we cannot find the stamen and the anther in the rose flower. So for that, take the plants that are having stamen and the style like this. These type of flowers you have to take out. Then you have to observe the number of petals, number of sepals and the number of stamens and number of pistils, and you have to fill the table like this. In the case of cucumber or bottle gourd, they all have 4 parts in each flower. So for when you have taken these flowers, you can conclude that each flower is having so many different types of parts. Not all are having 4 parts. In cucumber and bottle gourd, you will probably find 2 types of flowers on each. Examine them carefully. Take the help of figure given below. Find out the difference between the two. So in the cucumber and bottle gourd, you can find 2 types of flowers in each. So on each one, they will be having 2 different types of flowers itself. Do you know any other plant which have separate male and separate female flowers? Give example. So in a cucumber plant, they are having male flowers separately and female flowers separately. That means androecium and the gynoecium will be different in these flowers. On particular one plant only. Okay, Chittiki? Male and female flowers are there. If you find any more like that, you can check it out. What do you see in sunflower? It looks like a single flower, but it is actually a bunch of flowers. The small flowers in the bunch are called florets. The florets. So sunflower is not a single flower. It is a bunch of small flowers. Inside the sunflower, you can see bunch of small flowers. And at the rim, you can see some flowers. They are called as the florets. And the center of the flower is called as the disc florets. And on the rim, you can say it as a ray flowers. So sunflower is the bunch. When we look at the sunflower, we can say that it is only a single flower, but it is a collection of small flowers together, and it is called as a disc florets, ray flowers. All together make a sunflower. About this, we will learn more about in the higher classes. So this is all for today. Tomorrow we learn about the complete flower, incomplete flower, unisexual flower and bisexual flower. And here your homework is to fill up this table as well as draw the picture of this floral parts. You have to draw the flowers and you have to label the parts. You have to learn the names like petals, sepals, thalamus, stalk, ovary, style, stamen, anther and stigma. These spellings are very important. So when you are drawing the picture, draw the picture, label the parts and make sure that you have to learn it without seeing also. As well as at the same time you draw the types of pistils. This also you have to draw the diagram. Because each pistil is having different shape. Then when it may come in the exam also to draw the types of pistils. So practice the types of pistils and floral parts. This is your homework, children. Once again I am telling you homework clearly because they are asking again and again. So draw these 2 pictures as your homework and fill up this table. This is also very important. Collect some flowers and just you cut it and then you find out the number of sepals and the petals. This is your homework and once again go through the textbook. Remaining lessons will be continued tomorrow. Thank you.